Please note, listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Nacho Fitness Coach.
This is Nacho Ordinary Fitness Podcast.
I'm Sarah, and I'm Nacho Typical Fitness Expert.
And I'm Caleigh, and I'm Nacho Average Fitness Beginner.
We're here to spice up your fitness journey
With some humor, a little knowledge, and a couple glasses of wine.
We're here to prove that getting fit doesn't have to suck.
So whether you're a seasoned athlete or a couch potato,
We've got some tips, tricks, and unconventional advice for you.
let's redefine fitness together.
And learn to balance fitness and fun. So, Caleigh, we're going to talk about what's in your pantry today.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. Even though I knew what this episode was about, I just didn't think that's...
You are the target.
All right, we're off to a great start.
We have a guest.
All right. Let's talk about what's in my pantry.
I mean, but we also have a third voice, so we should probably introduce Brittany because
Guess who's back?
guess who's back?
Back again.
Oh, Brittany's back. Still a friend.
Yes.
So, Brittany, if you remember her from season two.
Episode. Come on, Sarah.
Oh,
you're
man,
always
I'm not,
on this.
I am.
You're always
I am
right on
it,
top
but
of
now
it.
I've been crying and I can't
Okay.
see
Why
straight.
are
Can
you
you see?
crying? It was episode 21.
I was laughing really hard.
Season 2, episode 21. We had on Brittany.
Yeah.
She talked about the plants and eating the plants and
Yeah. How she had this epic business.
literally, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Are you okay?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get it together
All right, pull it
now.
together.
It's too early to take an ad break for me to gather my thoughts. So I'm just gonna have to put
All
my
right.
big girl
Deep
pants
breaths.
on, and here we go. Yes. Okay. So we have Brittany with us, and she was with us before and talked about her salad business.
Yep. Yeah. No longer the salad business
Yeah.
anymore.
We did the episode promoting her business, and then
it died.
And then it died. We killed it.
Which is what I do to most plants in general. So maybe that's what it just came over. Dang it.
Maybe it was just bad timing.
It was not great timing, apparently. But we also had a really good conversation about vegetables.
Yep.
Vegetable prep, which we all know how Caleigh feels about vegetables. I mean, I can't say I'm too far behind her, but I at least try sometimes. But so Brittany is really what I would consider a local vegetable guru.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's had a pretty solid track record around vegetables
Yeah. Thank you.
and prepping vegetables.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll go there eventually. But today we're going to talk about what's in Caleigh's pantry. And we're going to get some pantry tips.
What's the first thing that you think of?
I've never
when you think of
giggled
your
at the
pantry?
word pantry before. There's something about the way that you say it.
She's like
It's like-
pantry.
It's like unsavory.
Is that my Nebraska draw coming out? People are like, "What? Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Nebraska. I speak Nebraskan." Is that it?
Let me just do an aside here, because obviously there's an innuendo here,
Is there? I just said the word.
there is no word that I hate more than panties.
Maybe that's why you're feeling bad about it.
Maybe that's why. Okay, well, get your mind out of the gutter. We're here to talk about
I hate the
food.
word panties.
Maybe we say what's in your cabinets.
Okay.
Maybe that'll
Good.
help
That's
you.
a great
All right.
problem
Maybe it'll help
solving.
you have a different
Good job,
feeling
Brittany.
on it.
We're so glad we have you here. Okay, so
What's in my pantry? We have to start over.
yeah, no, we're not. We are not starting over. We are doing this episode. What is in your cabinets in your kitchen in which you open to take food out to serve to your family?
Okay, but
or
I
to
also
yourself?
I also have
let's
like a
say dry
drawer
goods.
with a small room that I walk into.
Oh yeah, well, let's do that. What's in your small room next to your kitchen?
Talk about what's in my pantry.
I feel like you're stalling.
I've got an array of canned foods, some of which are long expired, have been
What
there
kind
for
of canned
years.
foods?
Like beans, a lot of beans.
Okay. vegetables.
I tend I make chili from time to time, and when I do, I tend to overbuy on the canned beans. So I have a lot of those.
You eat canned beans outside of making chili?
No.
Okay.
I did just for the first time this week made cooked dry beans.
Oh.
Bought them, soaked them. Wait, back up. Sorted them, soaked them, cooked them.
Was that a homeschool counting lesson?
No, we were just
You could have used it as a lesson.
No, my kids had nothing to do with it. We were like, let's eat. Well, because we watched that Blue Zones
Oh, yeah.
show, and my husband and I were both inspired to let's eat more beans.
Yeah.
So now we ate beans for a week, and now we're sick of beans.
Now no more Blue Zone.
No more Blue Zone. We don't want to live till we're 100.
What's the
We're
point?
just decided that's just not a goal of ours. So I have a lot of canned beans. No, I don't eat them outside of chili. They just sit in my pantry. I have 3 cases of 8-ounce water bottles sitting in the corner of my pantry that I bought for the 4th of July. They tasted funny, and so now they're just sitting there. I feel bad throwing them out. So those are taking up a good corner of my pantry. I've got baking. I like to bake. So I've one whole shelf in my pantry is just dedicated to the baking things.
Okay.
My cake decorating stuff and that stuff. There's actually, now that we're talking about this, there's not a lot of food in my pantry.
Because it's just a room. There's a little room next to your kitchen.
It's storage for my crock pot, my Instant
Appliances.
Pot.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot of food in there. Flour, sugar, rice, pasta goes in there.
What about, do you have cabinets where you store
Bread.
and anything like that?
Yeah.
Bread. That's it. That's all we got.
Bread.
Maybe a little peanut butter.
Bread and beans.
there is peanut butter.
The jelly's in the fridge.
I have a cabinet that's for my bread, tortillas, peanut butter. I don't know if we have crackers at the time. Crackers will go up there, and then we have a whole cupboard for our protein powder, our creatine, our vitamins. That's a whole dedicated cupboard.
That's what we need to call it. Cupboard.
Cupboard. Is that not?
That is a term that you use, but now I know what you're comfortable with saying.
Cupboard.
Cupboard. Because I thought we landed on cabinets, and then you're like, "Wait, it's a cupboard."
Peek in my cupboard.
I didn't mean to take you off track, but keep going. I'm so proud of you for having a protein cupboard.
Thank you. I love it when you're proud of me. I like to be validated by you. And then we have another cupboard for coffee, tea, those things.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of the extent of and then everything else just kind of goes in the refrigerator, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a chip person?
I wouldn't say on a regular basis. No, we don't consistently keep chips in the house.
Are you a chip person?
I like chips and salsa.
Yeah.
But I would say we shouldn't keep it in the house because it's one of those addictive snacks.
Yeah.
You're just, the bag's gone before you realize it.
Yeah, even if you put them in the bowl and you go back, you just keep going back.
If we get chips, it's we're eating this bag of chips tonight.
Yeah.
And then
We do.
we do.
So we don't do it very often.
So there's no reason to store the bag
No.
because it's just gone.
No.
Yeah. I could agree with that.
And I don't know if this is relevant or if I'm doing a good job on this, but my fruits and vegetables stay on the counter. Is that okay?
I don't know.
Room temp is said to be, maybe I've heard it from more people's experience, but just eat better, easier to digest.
Well, because you
not so
remember that you
cold.
own them, and
Yeah.
They're there.
some of my I do.
Right in front of your face.
Apples, pears, bananas, onions, avocados. Those things go on my counter. I have a little, cute little, I don't know what you call it,
Bowl.
tray. Has a handle. I originally bought it when we had chickens to go collect the chicken eggs. That didn't work out. So
The collecting of the eggs or the chickens.
all of the above.
Well, we had chickens and then they didn't lay eggs and then we didn't have chickens anymore.
I don't have chickens anymore.
That happens in farms.
So yeah, sorry.
What's in your pantry?
Mine?
Yeah.
We have 2 rows dedicated to tubs of protein. I feel like that's pretty much, or coconut oil powder. It's something related to making shakes, basically. And then we do have, I'm trying to think, a row of canned items, which is actually a lot of chili ingredients too,
Yeah.
diced tomatoes and small tomatoes and all the things, beans, and then, or the extra ketchup. Or
You have extra ketchup?
we do have an extra ketchup because I
just never thought to have
spare-
it. That makes a lot of sense. Actually.
Condiments.
Yeah, the extra condiment, to be one extra one deep. That way, it's if somebody's not paying attention, they get to the very end, you know, we've got to go when to
That's
grab.
genius.
Learned something new today.
These are the things that happen when you grow up on a farm. And when I was growing up, like when you get home, you don't just run to the store. Like when you're home at the end.
Right,
of the
and I
night.
live on a farm.
Well,
so I
you do
should
live on a
have-
farm now, so
I
you need to
should have
like
backup.
revert to some of these. We also used to put bread in the freezer
Yeah.
on the
I
farm
do that.
and milk in the freezer
know
and
about
just have all of these like,
Milk in the freezer.
yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Because then when you go to town, you get all your stuff. I mean, some of it's just old farm stuff, but that's why I use my freezer. I put chips in the freezer, actually, because they keep them from getting stale. Everything goes in
knew?
See, but they're not in danger of going stale at my house.
there. Right, because you just eat the whole bag.
Right.
So that's fine. I mean, that's totally
Not a
fine.
concern.
And then we do have like a row of like snacky stuff for the kids. Or like I have my Zip Fizz on one of the drawers.
By snacky stuff, you mean like carrot sticks.
Well, it goes in the fridge. I mean, technically carrot sticks would
Right.
go in the fridge. But I mean, we have like little cracker things.
Where do you
or
keep your
whatever.
fruit snacks?
We don't have fruit snacks in
Oh.
my house. I did finally get like fruit bars though that are like, that's it. Like the fruit bars that are like little, I don't know. But no, we don't have
Yeah,
fruit
no, I
snacks.
know what you're talking about.
We do crackers some
Have your kids ever had a fruit snack?
if they go to like somebody else's house.
Let me tell you a funny story. I was shopping with my daughters last night for your son's birthday party
Okay.
that we attended this morning.
Yep.
We were looking at the games, the game aisle, and there was a game. It was a Fruit Loop game.
Mm.
It had Toucan Sam,
Yeah.
whole thing,
Yeah.
branded, whole deal.
Awesome.
And I was like, Clary said, we should get Ty this Fruit Loop game. And I was like, Ty's never had a Fruit Loop in his life. He
Nope.
doesn't even know what this is. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they don't eat cereal. She's like, what do they eat?
Oats.
I said, they eat oatmeal. She's like, every day? Yeah. She felt so bad for him.
This poor child. He's 5 and he's never had fruit.
She's like, he's never had cereal? I'm like, not like you do.
Every
you know?
now and then Dane will he'll go to the grocery store and he'll get original Cheerios
Whoa.
or shredded wheat.
Yeah. We've talked about the shredded wheat with no frosting.
Correct. Like the full on just plain biscuits.
Wait. Is the shredded wheat in like a compacted
Yeah, but
square
they're
shape?
big. The big biscuits.
Ew.
If they don't have the frosting on them, they come in like a big biscuit and you kind of have to like crumple
You
it.
put them in milk?
Yeah.
Ew.
I don't eat them. They're nasty.
Yeah,
they
I
have
would
no
say
nutritional value
I
at
would
all.
just
in my
rather
opinion.
not have cereal. I think if that was going to be my choice.
Well, but do you have cereal in general? Do you have cereal in your pantry?
No.
2 for 1. Alan, do you have cereal in the pantry at home? Probably for your grandkids.
Oh yeah, Fruit Loops.
Oh,
my
children.
kids love Cocoa. What's it called? Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, we went through that. That was a whole episode, I feel like, where we went down the different paths of the different names.
Yeah,
That's why my kids like to go to grandma's house, though, because she does have cereal.
because she knows.
I was an 80s kid. I grew up on cereal. I get it.
Yeah, I grew up.
because Grandma
eating
knows what's
cereal.
good. Grandma knows how to enjoy life.
Yeah, for sure. Which is why they love going to grandma's house. And so I just sent them out the door. But we do have a chips cabinet, actually, because they will do chips for snacks or like pretzels, chips, that kind of stuff. And then I do have one cabinet above the microwave is the hole where like Halloween candy goes for like 6 months, you know, and then when they forgot about it after like a couple days, I just put it up there, stays for a while, and then I eventually donate it.
Or put it in the freezer.
No, I don't freeze my candy. I actually get it out of the house. There's lots of things I freeze. Cookies, I'll freeze Girl Scout cookies because I'll eat on those forever. But I have to hide them because if somebody else finds them in my house, they'll be gone.
You're an odd duck.
Freezer is nice because it kind of keeps everything, like things like that, dessert.
Yeah.
I like things cold.
I want to know what's in your freezer, Brittany.
I would say I
Or
have,
cupboards. Do we need to start with cupboards or can we
well-
start with freezer? Okay, freezer first.
We'll go to the freezer. Okay,
Okay.
so I have some sourdough bread
Ooh,
that I've already sliced and set in there.
that is
Just
key.
because it kind of does maybe go fast and I can just grab what I want,
Yep.
put it in the toaster. We also have some sourdough bagels.
Do you make your own sourdough?
No, I've been buying it locally though.
Okay.
I don't have time for that, I feel like. I would love to, but if
That's a
someone else
whole-
can do it and I know they're doing it right,
That's a whole nother thing.
I'll support their thing.
Yeah.
Peas, frozen peas are like
Ooh, life.
a go-to for me.
Whole or split? Can you get whole frozen?
Just like the little,
It's peas.
yeah.
It's like whole peas.
Oh,
though.
like the pods.
Not like the pre-split ones. Oh, pods.
I don't have pods.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's a split pea though?
You can buy bags of split peas that are already like sliced in half to make like for like split pea soup.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but mine are just the little circle, little baby peas.
Gotcha.
And a lot of frozen fruit.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of. And then we do keep our flour in the freezer for when Nate makes pizza and crust and whatnot.
Huh. It keeps it fresh.
I would say it's mostly like 90% filled with frozen fruit.
Do you do fruit and vegetables? Like a lot. That's smoothies though. Is that what you do to throw in your smoothies?
Yeah. And most vegetables, I like to have them raw, not frozen, except for the peas.
Right.
I don't know why. I've been on a pea kick lately. They're, for me, an easy protein to add to soups, stir fries. I mean, everything, I feel like. And you could turn it into like a dressing or anything like that. But yeah, smoothies. The smoothies are a go-to for me in the morning. You
can turn a pea into a dressing?
I would say if you took some peas and some basil and spinach and maybe like garlic, some nutritional yeast, salt, pepper, and blended that baby down with some water, now you have like a veggie dressing.
See? There you go.
Why do you say see to me like I disagree?
Yeah. It would be like that
the
kind
whole
of
trick of like hiding it.
That green
into something different. It's
yeah,
like,
that green goddess like style dressing, you know?
That actually sounds really delicious.
Yeah. Nate loves eating frozen peas like just right there.
Eating them?
Yeah, he's like a childhood
They're not
thing.
too hard.
Oh my god.
No, they're like soft. You know what is really good? That's kind of like a cereal is frozen blueberries in a bowl with milk and some granola. It's like a blueberry slush. It's great.
With the granola crunch. See?
I didn't think of I didn't think of that one on my own. Someone I follow.
Turn to me and say see one more time.
There's like healthy options. Alternatives. I know this. I'm still choosing not to.
See?
Did you know?
Oh my goodness. Okay, now let's move to your pantry. What are some like go-to pantry items that you have that are ready to go pretty consistently in your cupboards in your kitchen?
I would say I do have canned veggies, chickpeas. We don't necessarily.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are chickpeas garbanzo beans?
Yeah,
same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. See?
Yeah.
Different kinds of beans.
I didn't know that.
You didn't. Yeah, same.
That's why I said see.
Right. That was rightfully so, because I learned something new too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think on some cans maybe it says garbanzo. Sometimes it says maybe chickpea.
That's very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would
same
think
thing.
they were slightly
Looks
different.
the same.
Okay.
Nothing different about it.
Okay.
Beans mostly. I would say canned, but we can a lot of tomatoes from the garden. Different kind of grains. Rice. I love rice noodles. If I want like a ramen-y, kind of vibe.
Rice noodles are very delicious.
Yeah.
Have you ever had rice noodles?
I have. They are very
And they're
good.
so easy to cook. You literally boil your water, you stick it in there, and 3 seconds later, it is ready to rumble.
And it is delicious.
Yeah.
They are very yummy.
Quinoa is always in the pantry. And then I would say like seeds. A lot of seeds. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seed, almonds, nuts. But like I would say my number one thing and I use it the most would be hemp seeds. Put in smoothies, put it on my salads, put it in I use it on everything. It has protein in it, and obviously me not eating meat, I try to be conscious of other ways that I can get it. So chia seeds, hemp seeds, cacao nibs.
Yeah.
You know cacao nibs?
Yep.
No.
It's like the pure form of like where chocolate really comes from. It's like raw, it's bitter.
I bet it's really gross.
It does not taste good if you're expecting like regular
yeah,
chocolate.
if you're expecting something sweet.
But they're like little flaky kind of.
Yeah. They're supposed to like give you like an energizer. So when I lived in Hawaii, they would kind of tuck them like a chipmunk and then just kind of bite on them all day a little bit. Like I guess you would chew sunflower seeds.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, and then different kind of powders. I have protein powder and like a cacao powder and maca powder, different stuff that I use in my smoothies.
Well, let's just say you have a vastly different pantry than I do.
I mean, there will be crackers and sometimes chips in there and
rotating other things through, but
yeah, just depends on. But I feel like even if I have guests, I wouldn't say I go totally out of my element. It's kind of like I'm gonna maybe make their version. Like Christmas Eve, we had the family over and we kind of did their version of a lasagna, and I did my own.
Yeah,
knowing that everyone will probably try mine, but I'm not gonna make them eat it and leave them hungry. So we make them kind of their thing, but for the most part, I feel like, this is my house, so you're gonna kind of eat what I make.
That's my rule.
In the nicest way,
That's totally my rule.
I feel like I'm pretty considerate, but also I just don't really have meat because I don't know how to cook it. Really, I'm not good at it. Don't feel be dry. It will not be done. I don't know.
Right.
But I feel like if you're not overly, we're gonna have a vegan meal tonight. Instead we're gonna have a vegetable soup. Mm-hmm. It doesn't trip people off as bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right.
So it's kind of how you're gonna word it or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Just thinking about ways to add more vegetables into your nutrition or whatever, and having things that are ready and easily accessible to grab and go, or you can very quickly pull them out to make a meal for that night without having to start from scratch or doing anything. I mean, because canned items, things that you keep in the pantry, can oftentimes be, a little bit more easily one step closer to being eaten than a lot of raw stuff, especially the canned things.
Yeah.
They're kind of halfway there. Yeah. You just got to warm them up or cook them a little bit or whatever. But
I would say most of the veggies come from the fridge for me, except for the beans.
So you keep most of your vegetables in the fridge? Mm-hmm. Are there any that you keep at room temperature?
Onions, potatoes, garlic.
Avocados?
I like mine cold, kind of. I think if I'm going to have it in a salad or if I'm going to make guacamole. And I'm just a cold person. Sometimes I really like cold water, even though I know room temperature is a little bit better for you. Same with fruit. Bananas, I guess I keep out. Yeah. Unless I'm freezing them. But yeah, most of my stuff comes from just, what I keep in my fridge.
I will start avocados out on the countertop until I feel like they're close to being ready. And then if I'm not ready to eat them yet, I'll put them in the fridge.
I think I've ever put an avocado in the fridge.
Really?
Sometimes I feel like maybe it helps them last longer.
It does. I think it slows it down a little
once they're ready, and then I stick them in the fridge.
Yeah, it does. It makes them not, it slows them down a little bit because I feel like once they're ready to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I have a very small window in which I consider an avocado good.
I'm pretty fine eating avocado that's got some brown, just a little bit dirty.
Really?
What I mean? Mm-hmm.
You don't think it tastes a little off at all?
No, it's that's like a overripe banana to me.
But do you eat overripe bananas?
Sure.
You do? How do you feel about an overripe banana?
You have to get them at the right spot. You know how if you've ever eaten a banana and it was ripe, but it wasn't very spotty, and you're like, gosh, my gut kind of hurts. They say the more spotty they get, the easier they digest.
Yeah.
Which was kind of an interesting, not to mush by any means, but
yeah. More sugary.
They can get that weird mushy texture, and then I'm kind of
there's definitely a line.
Yeah.
I won't eat a straight up brown banana.
That's across the line.
That's across the line.
But then you put it in the bananas, or you put it in the freezer, so then do you use it to bake with or cook with or something?
Smoothies. I would say a banana's going every single one of my smoothies. I think it's, without adding the sweeteners, it is the sweetener,
Oh, yeah.
I would agree.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever made a smoothie without a banana. I haven't made a lot of smoothies.
You have never made a smoothie without a banana?
I don't think so.
Do we have it at our house that we haven't used yet for Christmas? It was I'm going to pull the trigger on getting this because I've been seeing people post about it, and I thought it would be this really great idea, and then it hasn't made its way out of the box yet, but the Ninja creamy.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about this. I actually thought earlier today I need to talk to Sarah on the podcast about the Ninja Creamy.
Well, we have one at our house. It's a Ninja. It's the Ninja brand or whatever. And there's 2 different versions, and it just depends on a little bit. It's to make people in the fitness community are using it to make protein shakes, frozen protein shakes or veg, smoothies. Mm-hmm. And then it's also for ice cream.
People are making ice cream in it. Yeah.
Ice cream stuff. It has a bunch of different. Sure. Here, let's look it up. Let's Google it for sure. Cause I'm I don't know. I just saw people talking about it, and I was oh, that's kind of that would be interesting. Now, I also am slightly adverse to having appliances on the kitchen counter. It kind of bothers me a little bit.
Sometimes you just have to, though.
This one, I'm okay, this is also a little too big to,
Is it big?
This one, I haven't it hasn't got out of the box yet in our house, but the pictures make it look like a pretty decent size.
Yeah.
Scoopable ice cream frozen drinks. So I was very much okay, make classic treats like ice cream, sorbet, gelato,
Smoothie bowl, milkshake,
scoopable and drinkable treats like Italian ice, slushies, frozen yogurt, drinks right at home. So anyways, I thought it'd be like a fun thing to do with the kids for that reason, to be like, okay, let's have frozen vegetables or frozen fruit and vegetables in the freezer, and we could turn them into like these really fun, like yummy treats. And
see, I would just be making ice cream and milkshake. The thing about my milkshakes is they do bring all the boys to the yard.
Oh, no.
So I have to be a little bit careful.
Oh my goodness. Of course you went there. But yeah, so anyways, maybe that'll be a device that we can use to like make some of this stuff.
Well, I hope so for that price. Jiminy Christmas.
Well, it was a Christmas present that I gave Dane, and I was like, oh, this will be fun because I'll like kind of surprise him, something different that'd be fun we could do with the kids. It's like an experience. And then it showed up in just the box. Like it wasn't in an extra box. And it was sitting at the front door.
Amazon. I swear.
I was like, what else? And Dane came home and then like for like lunch. And then I went out and I was like, oh no, did you look and see this? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, darn it. Spoiled.
But Merry Christmas.
Yeah, no kidding. I was like, okay, fine. Like, but then now it's just been sitting there, so we haven't even used it yet. But so I thought it'd be fun. But use it for an opportunity to kind of find new ways to get in fruits and vegetables, which I think is important because sometimes you just don't want to have to sit there and eat it.
Yeah, I don't really have ice cream in the house, but I've just made bananas I use almond milk. And then I have like a magic mushroom, like kind of chocolatey powder. I would say that's like a really good ice cream.
I feel like these two just had a moment with the magic mushroom conversation. Like, they make you see Alan behind her, but she was like, and I was like, oh no,
not the trippy one. Sorry, guys.
Don't worry about me and Alan and our magic mushrooms. Okay?
I could see where you could, pick that up.
I'm like listening to this. I'm like, that sounds actually like really delicious, and that's a great way to make like ice cream and the bananas. I've seen that before and all the things, and it's like,
throw in that chocolate powder, and you got the healthy mushrooms, guys. Healthy mushrooms, okay?
The healthy.
It's just so good. It's like a chocolate milkshake. I think honestly, you would like it, both of you, all of you.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you would be shocked because it's obviously so sweet because bananas are so sweet.
Bananas are very sweet.
And then you're just throwing in basically a chocolate powder, whether it's mushroomy or not. It's still chocolate.
Caleigh does not like mushrooms at all.
No, it doesn't have like a mushroom flavor because it has more cacao.
My biggest problem with eating mushrooms is the texture. So
well, that's not the texture.
Mushrooms, I guess,
it's a powder.
Texture.
Yeah, it's just it's like a cocoa powder.
Yeah,
chocolate powder. So if you do the mashed up ice cream with like out of a banana, at what ripeness do you feel like it's the best for that kind of?
I would say not so much banana bread ripe. I would say maybe a little bit before that.
So still pretty brown.
But I'm freezing. They're frozen.
Okay. So they're the ones that have gotten past what you would actually like eat a banana on your counter.
Yeah.
And you're like, why did you do that?
Yes, exactly that way.
I
don't know why we don't have video for that.
Yeah,
why did you do
that would have been good. Things are getting a little wild out here.
And I'm drooling too. Oh no.
We're gonna have to screen this episode before we.
Well, yeah, it went down many different paths.
This is going to be the start of our Patreon.
And then we're going to bench over in OnlyFans.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So, I mean, good news is there's an opportunity to probably have a little bit of a kitchen makeover situation. I mean, if you're really trying to have an effort of, I don't know, change of like goals or trying new things or getting more vegetables into your day. What am I doing? She's laughing at me, just looking and laughing. I'm like,
I'm still just picturing that gesture you made when you said eat the banana. I don't know why you did that.
You're holding a banana, you're eating it.
I can't get it out of my head. Sorry, I'll try to pull it together.
Yes, please. Oh, no. Poor Brittany is never going to want to come back and hang out with us again.
That's okay, guys. I like it.
So, you
We
know.
got to get a little out there at times, keep it alive.
So what have we learned in this episode?
We've learned not to say pantry
Right,
because she doesn't like panties. And not
My milkshakes.
How to
bring all
not
the
hold a
boys to the
banana.
yard.
Hey, how not to hold a banana.
And how to eat a banana, I guess.
And how many things you can actually use your freezer for.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we?
And that it's okay for you to have an extra ketchup in your kitchen.
Yeah, that is one thing I definitely did learn this episode, and I'm not going to lie. That was eye-opening and enlightening.
I always have backup of.
I never.
Yeah.
No.
What do you do then?
My kids are like, Mom, we're out of ketchup. And I'm like, I'll pick some up on Monday,
And that's what you do.
And then
they
if we're-
just have to
if
deal
we're
with
out,
it.
If we're out, if it's Thursday and I'm not shopping till Monday, then,
They just do without the ketchup.
Yeah.
Huh. That works.
But now
Now you have an
I
extra.
have a secret weapon. Buy a backup ketchup. What?
Oh my goodness.
All right.
All right. Well, I do have one more question for Brittany because I feel like since the last episode, I have wondered your best secret for cooking vegetables. What's your fastest go-to to cook a vegetable fast that still tastes great?
I would say roasting in the oven.
Yeah.
All you have to do is chop. You're going to dress it how you want, throw the seasonings on. Don't forget the seasonings. I think that's a little bit where people get steered with certain vegetables. I feel like my taste buds now, I could eat plain stuff.
Yeah.
But stay away I'm not going to say stay away from the steamed, but it's very watery.
Yeah.
They make them mushy.
Now I love
No
a
flavor.
boiled potato. I could just eat them plain with literally nothing. But I would say roasting because you're just chopping, you're sticking in the oven, you're setting your timer and come out and make a ton, because they'll last at least till the next day. So now you have a couple meals.
So what is your favorite seasoning then to throw on roasted vegetables, or does it depend on what the vegetable is?
It could maybe be depend on what the profile will be, but I obviously salt and pepper, and I love garlic. I think I like to throw turmeric on there just because I know it's good for me, and maybe a little onion. Kind of the basic.
Those are basic. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
would think that that's something that everyone should have, or most people probably
Yeah, I mean,
have.
I have a ton of others. You could do Italian, but I just feel like I'm always kind of doing the basic because technically, or for me, not technically, really. Most times I'm making the vegetables. Now I'm going to throw them with rice, or I'm going to put them, in a soup or on a salad. Or there's so many things. I think we make rice and veggies, and then we're like, oh, well, we can only have rice and veggies. It's make a wrap, make a bowl, put it on a salad, stuff a pepper. There's so many things we can do with one thing.
Peppers.
See?
See, there you go.
Hate you.
And I feel like I'm kind of trying to, I've obviously cooked a lot of things for people, but I'm trying to meal prep better because I've switched careers since we last all spoke.
Mm-hmm.
But just making big things and turning in, because I think people get bored, and I think that's where they maybe fall off their little food journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, how do you feel about cooking, freezing things after they've been cooked? Do you do that at your house, or do you pretty much just make it, get it in the fridge, and then you eat it, and then you're making something new?
Yeah, we're mostly making something new, but I would say soup is obviously a great one to freeze.
Yeah.
And we know it's going to taste good. Or I'm sure if you're making some kind of lasagna, that's probably good. I think it just depends what it is.
Would
if
you
I'm
do
going
it
to
with
roast,
your vegetables?
yeah, I don't think so.
No, you like those fresh,
Yeah.
cooked,
Mhm.
and then okay.
Yeah. I would say the fridge, always stocked with veggies. I like to have tofu. How do you guys feel about tofu? We were
How
going to
do
talk
you
about
feel about tofu, Caleigh?
Yeah.
We do need to talk about this. Caleigh has a tofu story.
We almost ended this whole episode without talking about
Wait,
tofu.
how could we have missed that?
I don't know, but Brittany, I just bought tofu for the first time this past week.
I still can't believe this.
Kind of came along with the whole bean thing after we watched the Blue Zone. We were like, let's buy beans and tofu. So we bought tofu. I didn't know how to buy tofu. I didn't know what section to look for tofu in.
Which section did you find it in?
Friendly neighborhood grocer led me toward the...
Oh, you had to ask somebody?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Where was it?
It was in the produce up here in town.
Yeah.
Up along the top.
Yeah, in the produce usually.
And there was organic, which was like twice the price. And then there was just regular. And then I was like, these say firm. What does that mean? I don't know. But there's not an option that's not firm. So I guess we're going to get firm.
So there's different levels of tofu?
Well, there's organic. We didn't get, I was like,
But they're both firm?
I was like, we're not paying for organic. No.
We don't even know if we're going to like this or not.
No, I guarantee you, we're probably not going to like it. So no, we bought the tofu. It sat in our fridge for like, I don't know, 3 days. Last night I walked into the house after we went shopping, came home, and because my husband was on his own for dinner, because we went to Taco Bell.
Right.
Like you do.
And then leave him with the tofu.
Yeah. And I walked in and I was like, what did he cook? Oh my God. This smelled like fried. Something fried. Like just smacked me in the face. And he said he tried to air fry the tofu. I was like, how was it? And he's like, not good.
Did he season it or?
Just put it in the air fryer.
So there's a few things about tofu. Do you have a pen and paper?
She has notes.
We're going to do another episode. Girl, call me.
There are like different kinds. So there will be like a silk. Maybe you would buy that one if you were going to put it in like a dressing. Like it's commonly used maybe for like a vegan ranch dressing, which I have had. Not a huge fan of tofu being in my dressing. I would rather just have it in a substitute.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it being in my kitchen.
We're different.
And then they're firm. I think that's used for different things. Like it can get really firm. Maybe you would slice it. Maybe that would be like made into a sandwich or something. But when you get tofu, you need to take it out of the package and put it in between paper towel or towel and put plates on top. You need to press it to get all the water out.
I read that, or my husband read that. And I didn't really give a shit.
You were like, I'm going to try it, but I'm not.
He said
I made the attempt to buy.
Yes. He said he read that if it's firm, that you don't need to do the paper or the plate thing.
I still press mine usually.
That's where he went wrong.
Well, either way, he made it last night. He said screw it, and then he ate something else because it was really gross, and then it was just like cut up into these blocks on a plate.
Yeah.
And then we went to bed last night. We didn't even deal with it. We knew we weren't going to eat it, whatever. My kids woke up this morning and my daughter was like, what's those like cookie things on the counter? Like, don't eat it.
I would have been like, try it.
I tried a tiny little corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no taste.
It has no flavor,
there's no
so
flavor.
it's
You
got to
have
be like if you're gonna put it in the air fryer. I would say you're gonna need to like toss it in spices or some kind of sauce,
first,
or you could fry it and then toss it. I mean,
yeah,
I've done it really both ways. I would say it has to have seasoning. Like for me, I don't eat egg, so I use that and I just crumble it up as an egg.
Yeah.
And I put a bunch of seasoning in it, and then I add vegetables, and I have like a scramble, or instead of ricotta and lasagna, that's something I would use. But it does need seasoning because it is very bland.
Yeah.
It takes on the flavors, doesn't it, of whatever you cook it with or put it with or
You
whatever.
could marinate it.
It was like a block of foam.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to have it like marinated or seasoning.
Well, I tried my best.
So what I'm
you still
hearing is
gave it a
it's
go.
user error. It's not the tofu's
it's
problem.
100% user error, but you know, who has ever just brought a block of tofu into their house and made an amazing meal out of it first go?
Yeah, probably no one.
Oh, see?
It's
Unless you know what you're doing, you know, like if you're following a recipe or
But even then,
do you do tofu, Sarah?
It's been a long time. I mean, I have, but I have not done it in a long time. I've definitely never tried to make it at home.
Okay,
So
fair enough. All right. Well,
yeah, there we go. Tofu. So we've definitely went like
yeah, we did a lot tonight.
everywhere. I think probably should just end on that. Yeah. And then we completely forgot like any kind of break or anything. We just like rolled right through.
We need to put this episode out of its misery.
This episode is we'll break 5 seconds before we end it. Just go from there.
Brittany, stick around. We'll try this again.
Oh no, we will definitely. We'll find another topic and we'll do another episode another day.
Okay.
So until
Moral
then,
is stock the pantry with the good stuff, like dry things that aren't going to go bad, canned goods. I mean, you always have it, and then be going to the store for your produce.
Yeah.
And if you want to do a pantry makeover, I'm obviously going to say, or a fridge, get rid of the processed food.
Yeah.
Which is like a whole nother, like,
Get the whole foods. There we go. That's a whole nother episode. There we go. We found our next topic. How to do a kitchen makeover. Ooh. By Brittany.
Ooh, that would be such a great job.
That's a good episode.
I would love that.
I mean, you can start with me.
There we go.
Let's do it.
That's fun. Case study. All right. We'll do it.
All right.
And
7 things of tofu.
Yeah, that's right. And on that note, no more tofu. No more tofu. So,
Bye.
thanks for listening. Be sure to head over to our Instagram at Nacho Fitness Coach and let us know how you feel about the topic. Do you love it or hate it?
Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening. And if you like our podcast, leave us a rating. See you next time.
You've been listening to Euphony Innovatives Sonified.